He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again in anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, but super excited to be here.
Phil Bonatti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right. Behind the Bench with Phil Bonatti, yours truly, back and better here on this Monday, July 21st. How are we doing? Good to be back. It has been a while. I missed you. How are we doing? Good to see you. Good to hear from you. Good to be listened by you here on 1430 ESPN Fresno on this wonderful Monday. I hope you're doing well. Ready for some sports talk? Although it's going to be brief. It's going to be until about 3:45 today for Giants pregame in Atlanta. So we are going to make the most of our time here on this show. So good to be back. Good to be here in the studio. It's been a while. Hope you've been fantastic. And we will be ready for another great week of shows. Get it set for Giants baseball, like I said, at 3:45 against the Atlanta Braves. So, we are here. Good to be here live on 1430 ESPN, 1430 ESPN app, 1430ESPNFresno.com. We are also live video version on YouTube. Hello to the YouTube audience out there. Facebook as well. Twitch. Like and subscribe. Be sure to get those alerts set so you know when we go live for our show here on 1430 ESPN. Thanks to Tony D for tossing it to us in the previous hour. If you missed Tony's show goes from 2 to 3 on weekdays, pending the schedule, and you can listen to him live on demand at the 1430 ESPNFresno.com website and 1430 ESPN Fresno. We have the Lee's Air Hotline. 559-320-1430 is the way to reach us with the Lee's Air Hotline. 559-320-1430 to get in on the conversation. The Lee's Air weather check sits at, 92 degrees, folks. Unseasonably cool week maybe coming up here over the next 5, 6, 7 days here in the middle of July. Dare I say mid-80s, high mid-80s for the next foreseeable 7 days on the horizon. So enjoy them while you got them. It is going to feel nice here in the Central Valley for a good while. So enjoy it while you've got it. We also have some sponsors here as well. The Clovis Truck Center, formerly known as Lennox and Clovis. Clovis Truck Center, the 3 o'clock hour sponsor. They're the first, the biggest, and still the best in the Central Valley. And now they are bigger than the Bedliner. If you go to Clovis Truck Center today, you say my name, Phil Bonatti, you get $50 off your visit. $50 off your visit. $50 if you say my name, Phil Bonatti. To the folks over there at Clovis Truck Center. All your Clovis Truck Center needs, all of your trucking, SUV, cars, all of that great stuff, they got you fitted over there. Just south of the Clovis Rodeo Grounds in Old Town Clovis is where you visit them. That's where they're located. Clovis Truck Center. Be sure to swing by today. All right, we got a great show for you today. We have a lot to go over in not a lot of time, and I apologize if I'm a little late to the game on some things. I just want to recap where I've been, what I've been doing over this last 5, 6 days or so. It's been since last Tuesday. I hope I remember how to do this as far as that's concerned. But yeah, it is a really interesting time in sports. Of course, we're coming off of the All-Star break. The Open just wrapped up. We got football getting going with the training camps starting this week, so I can officially declare we can start talking about the NFL again. We are officially back with football and the speculation of getting ready for the preseason games and getting ready for week 1 of the NFL in the start of September. Yes, high school football is starting to practice pretty soon around the horizon here as well. We are getting ready for Friday Night Light season. We are just under a month away from Friday Night Lights kicking off for us here on 1430 ESPN with yours truly, with also Paul Metters, and of course on the occasion Pat Hill on the call as well. Paul Metters Show, the Central Valley Sports Report's coming back very soon as well, August 9th. He'll be back in a couple Saturdays from now. Sure, I got to get Paul Metters in here to talk about the upcoming sports season in high school as well. So there is so much happening that you want to be following here on the ESPN platform. So if you want to follow along, be sure to go ESPN Fresno on all of our social media accounts, ESPN Fresno on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that fantastic stuff, YouTube as well, if you want to follow all the content that's coming along our way. Fresno State football, just a day or two and a month away from their season kicking off in Kansas. So we are rapidly approaching the busy time of the schedule. But before I get started with the show, it is per tradition on this Monday to, of course, always go to our producers here to start, because it is always the question that's on my mind. And in for us today is Jorge, who is pushing the buttons and has the microphone as well. Julia is doing the stream as well. I know Jorge's been really working on his voice lately to be ready to be back on air. He could not wait to get back on air today, so he's been really working hard to make sure he sounds good and nice for you all here. So Jorge, I'll start with you. How was your weekend?
It was amazing. Besides having like COVID and almost dying, it was amazing.
Jorge, we are glad you're here. And let's be honest with you, Jorge. I appreciate your opinions on this program. I know a lot of people do. They miss you, Jorge. I am not going to subject you to having to talk very much today on the airwaves. So
that's all right. I could whisper to Julia right here.
Yeah, exactly. So Jorge, you're doing well. You're good here. I promise you, if you want to go to the video stream and look at how Jorge's looking great, he just sounds like you know what. But he's going to get better for us as the week progresses. So anyways, just had to do that for you, Jorge. There. So feel better, my man. Julia, how was your weekend?
It was good. I went to LA area, saw a concert at SoFi, and just hung out with my family. So it was a really good, relaxing weekend.
There you go.
How was yours?
It was very fantastic. The vacation was awesome. By the way, appreciative of what you and Tanvir were doing with the show over Wednesday and Thursday. Hopefully people enjoyed the best of. What was your favorite part of the best of shows that you guys pulled together over the last 2 days? What was your favorite part? If I had to put you on the spot here, Julia.
I would say it would be the story about your house almost burning down.
Yes.
That was our personal favorite. We had been looking forward to airing that one, so that was definitely funny to watch.
This sparked an argument between me and Jorge because people store stuff in the oven and some people don't, and I'm clearly not a person who does. Actually, Jorge, did we put a poll up last time? I want to know if not, we should put a poll up. Like, do you store some stuff? Do you store things in the oven? And I want to know what percentage of our listeners do and do not.
We didn't put a poll in, but I feel like a lot of Mexican,
yes,
a lot of Mexican people grew up putting stuff in there.
Yeah.
You know,
do you want to put it on the Twitter poll, Jorge, for today, just for our little silly?
We'll put it up. Yeah.
All right. Let's. Do you store things in the oven? That's the simple question that I am asking people. Do you store things in the oven? Yes or no? And also, or if you want to do a funny answer, that's fine. Yes, I was on vacation. Weekend was fantastic. Julia, appreciate you for asking. It was very relaxing. Clearly not a lot to talk about during that time, although we will catch up on what we may have missed from the sports week that week. All-Star break weekend happened, of course. Home Run Derby went down. We reacted to that. All-Star game went down to a swing-off, which went to a thing that I was waiting for, and I'll get into my take on it because I know there's some baseball fans out there that are clutching the pearls of not wanting swing-off in baseball, and let's be honest, I am here for the gimmicks. I am here for the fun of baseball. I am here to not be in the stadium till like 12 or 13 innings just to make sure we visit a winner. Hockey has had the shootout. To me, the swing-off is the future of baseball, whether you like it or not, because a lot of people were talking about it. Julia, did you like the swing-off in the All-Star game? That's where I'll start today with our many, many opinions we get to today.
I do like the swing off, but I also part of me doesn't like it because I feel like I wish I could see more innings and the rest of the game and see how it actually would have played out.
Yeah.
But I do think just for gimmicks and for the fun of it and the All-Star game, I do like the idea of the swing off.
I want the swing off to happen after 10 innings in a regular season game. You play that extra inning ghost runner thing, and if you're still tied because you can't score more than the other team after that, then I think you go to a possible swing off thing situation. I like the idea. It's like hockey. 5-minute overtime, 3-on-3. You still can't figure it out with a goal, then you go to the shootout. Frankly, folks aren't here to sit around till the 13th if teams can't quite figure it out as far as that's concerned. So swing off was perfect for me. I really enjoyed how that all ended. I was wrapping up dinner with my brother's girlfriend when we were watching this all go down, and it was very hard to follow, but on the mobile side of things. But it was a fascinating way to watch it. So. On that was, 6 days ago. Good to get the old take out there. I was in Vegas this weekend. And Vegas, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Although if you see a happy couple get married in Vegas, then maybe, I can talk about that as far as I'm concerned. So, wonderful wedding on Saturday. Congrats to the happy couple that I was there for. I did not know.
It wasn't you, right?
No, I did not get married in Vegas. No, there's no rings here. If you got it right here, look at that. Yeah, we're fine. My mother would kill me if I did that. Happy birthday to my mom, by the way. So, happy birthday to Mama Bonatti. So it was a fun wedding. It was next to the airport, so it was a little hard to hear the ceremony as airplanes were flying over. Also, I found out that there were cicadas in Vegas. I didn't know this because right around 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., it just started humming with cicadas right above us as far as that's concerned. Luckily, our reception was inside, and I had a little more to drink than I probably would like to admit. I would say I got to a point with the bartender. Where I was approaching him, and he knew exactly what I needed. As far as that's concerned, like I walked, I was like, whiskey Coke, just keep them coming. And by drink 5 or 6, so there you go. As far as that's concerned, Julia.
Hello. I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. I just wanted to ask a question on the show. My name is Max. I'm calling from San Diego. San Diego, yes. And my question is, what do you guys think about the Keelan Clark shirt and like that stuff? What was that? I'm having a hard time hearing you. Okay, thank you.
As well, so I would highly recommend.
We got Mac from San Diego.
We got who from San Diego? Matt from San Diego. All right, Matt from San Diego. He can hear me now. Matt from San Diego. What do you got here on the Lee's Air Hotline here?
My question is about the WNBA, the All-Star Game. What do you guys think about the shirts? Like, I didn't really understand what they're trying to say there, or what did it mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the shirts. Good question there. I know they were talking about the pay equality kind of thing of that. I don't know if it was directed to fans because the clear popularity side of things with the WNBA is people are we're not in charge of what their salaries are or whatever, anything like that. So maybe it kind of felt like an ownership thing, but that's kind of where I've got it from. I don't think they were trying to direct it to anybody other than the owners out there. So I know that was a big thing that happened over the weekend. So Matt, appreciate the call as always. and keep calling in on Lee's Air Hotline on 1430 ESPN. So, but anyways, so it is, yeah, there's so much just going on the weekend, right? The WNBA All-Star Game, Caitlin Clark's team versus, who was her teammate? Who was,
Did she play? I don't think she played.
no,
I think she was injured, right?
she was injured, but they were like team captains side of things.
But it was good. I saw that there was some people there watching it.
Julia, did you see anything with the WNBA All-Star Game? I unfortunately did not get to watch any of that.
I didn't specifically watch it, but I saw a lot of clips on the internet just from all the controversial things that were happening, but just also some funny clips with like Paige Buckers and Caitlin Clark and all that.
Yeah. Anyways, we're talking sports. Like I said, I just had to point it out. I was getting my other wedding side of things. I'm all sidetracked. By the way, it's going to be just a sporadic weird show because we're only here till 3:45. So taking you up for Atlanta Braves versus San Francisco Giants baseball. We're going to avoid talking about the Giants for another 5 minutes before I lay into them again. Poorly they played north of the border. But yes or no? Was it a problem that the bartender knew exactly what I needed every time I walked up to the bar at some point? or is that a good rapport to have at a wedding? Felt like a boss move.
I think it's good. I think it's good that he knows.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get it faster than everybody else.
Exactly. He just kind of had a good idea as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good, but also, it's a wedding. You should have fun. I've never been to a wedding, but, like, I feel like it would be a good time.
I'll tell you, the his and her drinks were fascinating. Her drink was like this strawberry lemon drop thing that was as sweet as you could. Yeah, it was just drinking syrup. I couldn't imagine. There was like some sort of vodka in there, and then his was Coors Light, just cans of Coors Light. So I had to improvise. I had to figure it out. Guy made me a whiskey sour, and I was just like, yeah, this ain't it. A little too sour for me, so went with the whiskey Coke, and that's the place I laid my bet in, and that's the place I ended up, finishing off the night there. Anyways, enjoyed. Put a lot of future bets out there. I put a $1 bet to win $13,000 on a 8-way parlay for division winners. It may happen. It may not. So, anyways, it's it's a long shot parlay. I may give it out later when we do our season predictions, maybe later on in the month or after. So, anyways, okay. Where do I go from here? Do we go to break?
Let's go ahead and take a break.
We take a break. We reset. And, we only have one more segment before we toss it to Giants baseball. Is that what we got, Jorge? So,
correct, yes.
Yes, all right. So let's do the Giants pregame show next here on 1430 ESPN, Friends of the Valley's local sports leader.
It was 106 degrees. The Johnsons were sweating, and their AC, dead silent. But 2 doors down, the Millers, cool and comfortable. Why? They called Lee's Air for a $99 AC maintenance before summer started. We catch problems before they catch you. Don't sweat the heat. Beat it. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Fast, friendly, guaranteed. Call now or schedule at leesair.com.
Take me out to the ball game. Baseball is back, and it doesn't get any better than the Fieldhouse Sports Bar and Grill, indoors or on the patio. Root for your team while enjoying their famous burgers, dogs, and fries. And did you know they have the coldest beer in town? No, seriously. With 16 draft beers on tap, served in an ice-cold pint, it'll sure get you cool for the summer. The Fieldhouse Sports Bar and Grill. Food, sports, fun. On Copper Avenue at the entrance to the beautiful Copper River Ranch.
Sports fans of the Central Valley, are you ready to step up your game day grilling? Step into the Butcher Boss and discover winning flavors the champions crave. Ask about their 5 for $35 deal, where you can feed up to 5 people for $35 every day. Located right off the 41 north of Avenue 11, stop by the Butcher Boss today and become the boss of your barbecue.
Whether you're planning a special event or simply craving something new, Lynn's Restaurant Group has a variety of dining options to suit any occasion. If you're in the mood for fine dining, Oiza offers a refined Japanese experience. Looking for something quick and delicious? Ramen Hayashi serves up satisfying bowls of ramen in no time. Craving variety? Lynn's Fusion has an endless all-you-can-eat experience with options for everyone. No matter the occasion, Lynn's Restaurant Group makes every meal memorable. Visit lynsrestaurantgroup.com to learn more.
Welcome to Banyan Tree, Fresno's favorite dispensary. Voted 2025's Best of Central California's People's Choice Award. Need some healing and relaxation? From flower to edibles, concentrate to vapes, we've got top shelf products at down-to-earth prices. Whether you're a seasoned smoker or just kinda curious, our knowledgeable staff will help you find your perfect match. So climb the Banyan Tree and see how high you can get today. Order ahead at banyantreefresno.com for quick and easy pickup. Banyan Tree, rooted in quality, grown in Fresno.
At FFB, we know behind every business is a person. That's why we're more than a bank. We're a partner, a farming-focused bank for hard workers, a future-forward bank for big dreamers, and a family-friendly bank for the next generation of owners. From first ideas to major milestones, we're here to help you chase your goals and score big. So what can FFB mean for your business? Find out at ffb.bank. That's ffb.bank. FFB Bank. Let's win together.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
This summer, KFC and F1 the movie are putting the pedal to the metal. Your favorite fill-ups are back, only $7. Choose from crispy chicken, tasty tenders, or our classic famous bowl, each with a drink, sides, and even sweet pie poppers. Need more fuel? Every Tuesday, grab 8 pieces of KFC's dark meat fried chicken or original recipe tenders for just $10. And don't forget to cool off with our new Peaches and Cream Sweet Lightning Soda. Limited time only, price and participation may vary. KFC, your summer pit stop for flavor.
All right, welcome back to Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. One more segment. That's it. Yeah, we're out of here after this segment to send you to Giants baseballs. That's right. We are sending you to Atlanta, a little bit of a rainy Atlanta right now for Giants baseball against the Atlanta Braves. That pregame starting at 3:45 with the first pitch at 4:15. Another little bit of the schedule. A's and Rangers from Texas. It's a 4:30 pregame with a 5:05 first pitch between them and the Rangers. So that's what's going on 790 today. So that is your schedule for today. Same schedule tomorrow. And then we are back with some full shows Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So stay with us on that. So we are there for that. Before I get to the Giants, I wanted to just touch on Bryson DeChambeau and the Open. Obviously, Scottie Scheffler performed incredible at the Open Championship in Royal Portrush this weekend. Bryson ends up going T10 over the weekend, which if you told me after round one that Bryson would go T10 on the day, I think I would not have believed you. But it was a fascinating, interesting tournament for him, although I do not believe he was very much talked about a whole lot during the tournament, other than maybe his really, really tough start. So I'll say this, though. Bryson did something that nobody else did this entire weekend at the Open, and that was shoot 2 rounds of 65 or better. Even Scottie Scheffler didn't do that throughout the whole tournament. So I wonder what that says about where Bryson could have been if he was a little more prepared for this tournament. I wonder if it is the product of the live thing. with Bryson because obviously the PGA had the Scottish Open the weekend before. Traditionally, when you play very well at the Scottish Open, you end up playing very well at the Open. Rory played very well at the Scottish Open. He went T7 this weekend at the Scottish Open. Robert McIntyre, very good at the Scottish Open, finished T7 at the Scottish Open. Chris Gotterup won the Scottish Open last week. He finished third place in the entire Open tournament this past week at Royal Portrush. So preparation for links golf is very important, and so I wonder if this is more of a big picture thing of if the live thing wasn't existing for Bryson DeChambeau if he was on the PGA. Maybe Bryson wouldn't shoot a 78 in round one and completely eject himself from the tournament. Dude had to shoot a 65, which was one of the best course scores that anybody had all weekend, just to be on the number for the cut. Like, it was one shot he could have missed the cut for. But he ended up having the low round of the day as well. I think he went 7 under in this final round to go T10. So a little backdoor T10 for him. Sounds like Bryson's going to be in the Ryder Cup, which is going to be big for the United States as well. Keegan Bradley confirmed that even if Bryson slips out of the top 6 Ryder Cup standings, which is where you get the automatic bid to, that Bryson will be selected if he ends up slipping out of that top 6. So Bryson DeChambeau back in the Ryder Cup representing the United States this September at Bethpage Black. That should be electric. Can't wait to see that. I really hope they pair him against Rory because I think that would be some dynamic television for Team USA. USA is a lot better with DeChambeau in it, so I am glad that he is going to be confirmed, I believe, on this team, and it's good to have representation there from the golf side. So that's the thoughts on Bryson DeChambeau. Scotty Scheffler, phenomenal, great tournament for him, and the guy's a Terminator. That's just where it is. Did you see a crazy stat that Scotty Scheffler, it took 1,197 days for Tiger Woods to get his 4th major? It took 1,197 days for Scotty Scheffler as a pro to get his 4th major. Same exact amount of days it took Tiger when he was a pro for Scotty Scheffler for how long he was a pro to get this 4th major. Crazy.
Yeah, I was listening today, and somebody was comparing them to both, like Tiger's too, because he's done a lot of things that are similar to Tiger. So they're saying that he might be the closest thing to Tiger for our era.
Well, let's be honest. Scotty feels kind of like the 2000 and 2010 Patriots of just advance the ball up, make things happen. There's not very much flashiness to the team other than they just go out flat out beat you, you know? I'm trying to think of like who's the crazy, like, because Tiger's a Ferrari and Scotty Scheffler's a Ford F-150, but both are going to get you on the road, you know, and get you to the end, right? It's just kind of like that's how I see it. It's very boring with Scotty. I heard commentary that it's very hard to remember like memorable shots from Scotty Scheffler. You can remember all the big Tiger shots, but even all the big Rory shots, but Scotty, it's hard to think of like, yeah, that shot at that tournament won him the thing, you know, because he's just so steady. Such a fascinating player in the game of golf. But I wonder if that hurts it a little bit because he's just so steady. There's no volatility. There's no excitement around it. It's just the dude makes par and occasionally makes birdie and rarely makes bogey. And that's how it works.
Yeah, I think that, you know, maybe if he was a little bit TV friendlier,
yeah,
his career would be a lot like larger, I believe. You know,
if it wasn't for Ravioli and getting arrested, the dude probably be winning more majors. What do you got, Julia?
Yeah, I feel like he is just, I mean, that's what makes him so good because he's steady. But like Jorge was saying, he's just not very TV friendly, and so he doesn't have that big fan base that even like Bryson is getting right now or Rory has. But I mean, that's what makes him likable too, is that he's not doing anything too crazy. He's just playing golf.
Do you feel drawn to like Scotty Scheffler's like vibe, or do you feel like you want to know more about him, or do you feel like we know everything about Scotty Scheffler that we know about Scotty Scheffler?
I feel like I don't need to know more. I feel like that's
like you're good.
I'm good. I just want to watch him play golf. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Julia? Is there more to Scotty Scheffler that you're wanting, or do you feel like I am getting what I get face value with this guy?
I feel like I would like to know more, because I feel like that's what's drawn me into golf, is like seeing the stuff that Bryson's doing or all the buzz around Rory. I feel like if Scotty had more of that, there'd be this more like want to watch him all the time.
Yeah. He's a very, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the quotes before the tournament, like his introspection of like, I'm very driven. I'm a very competitive person, and yet I don't know why I'm so driven. Like, because like I know for me, in the grand scheme of things, these tournaments, these wins don't matter in the grand scheme of it. My family matters, and just being a good person in the world is what matters to me. And yet he's like wrestling with himself, understanding that he's just a hyper competitive dude when he's in the moment, but he doesn't know why he's hyper competitive. And that's kind of an interesting dynamic an athlete can find themselves in, because sometimes the psychology of sports, it's so dynamic among all the athletes that we have around the spectrum of the sport. But I've never seen or heard somebody say something like that before, where it's like, I understand where my competitiveness is and what it is, but I don't understand why I feel this way. But I do also enjoy being in that competitive mode. It's such an interesting introspective moment. He was so honest about it. I don't know if you guys saw the quotes or not, but it's an interesting perspective to have as an athlete, I think, through and through.
It's simple. I think that, it's just the way that he was brought up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look at it like, if we're comparing him to Tiger was molded to be that kind of a player and grew up to knowing what type of...
Tiger wanted to beat everyone.
Yeah.
I don't think Scotty sits there and says, I want to beat everyone because they're against me. I think Scotty just wants to be better and compete
against good work.
Yeah.
He wants good work, and his work is golf.
Yes. And he competes against himself and his maybe standards. Like, that's an interesting spot to put yourself in, instead of like the one, because there's no Scotty Scheffler rival. What we think about, what I literally just said 5 minutes ago, I want to see Bryson versus Rory. We know that's a competitive rivalry, and we know those guys kind of feel a certain way about each other. I don't think there's a single person that sits there and says, I dislike the way Scotty Scheffler goes about his business or whatever. It's simply just everybody's just so, man, that guy's good. Man, I don't know how we're going to beat him. He's just got to beat himself for me to beat him. And there's no like disdain or like rivalry feeling to it. It's just the guy is just beating people to a pulp, and he won by 4 again this weekend in a major tournament. Now he's a U.S. Open away from being a Grand Slam champ, and that's going to be fascinating to watch if he can chase that. Rory got to 4 pretty quickly too, though, and then it took a while. So 4 is an interesting number of majors, and we'll see what the legacy is with Scotty Scheffler moving forward. Okay, enough on the golf. We got about 5 minutes left here of our show, and let's react, right? And get ready. It's the Giants pregame show here now, and I would dare say this is as important of a road series as you can get if you're San Francisco taking on the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta, you swept them earlier this year. Feels kind of like the same-ish team that was who you were playing earlier this year. A team that doesn't pitch very well, a team that is struggling for the most part this year, a team that you should be able to beat on the road. I will give the qualifier. Yes, the Toronto Blue Jays are the first place team in the AL East. That was a very tough assignment to come out to. But to not get one is very hard to swallow. I guess your only silver lining is that the Dodgers did lose 3 in a row as well, which I think makes Giants fans a little more irritated that you had that opportunity when the Dodgers were getting swept at home for the 3rd time this year, which I think is the first time since 2017 that they did. I know this because I listened to the Dodger broadcast on the way back from Vegas yesterday, so that's all they were talking about. Scale of 1 to 10, how important is this series in Atlanta?
I would say a 7.
7? You're at a 7? Julia, where are you at?
I'm at like a 6.
You're at a 6. You're not panicking yet.
Yeah, I'm not completely panicking quite yet.
Completely panicking. What would put you at complete panic for you?
I would say it's just if I completely give up and I just don't even want to watch the Giants anymore, that's when I've completely given up.
That's completely true. is a very tough series, tough stretch. Giants go to Atlanta, and then it's 2 weeks of Mets and Pirates, by the way, which is just such a fascinating stretch of the schedule for the Giants here. Very interesting schedule, Cork, right? To go Mets, Pirates at home, and then Mets, Pirates on the road after all this Atlanta series. So the hitting didn't show up out of the All-Star break. Then it kind of showed up in Game 3, but Robbie Ray wasn't right himself coming out of the All-Star break. Some teams find the mojo after the All-Star break. Some teams lose the mojo after the All-Star break. It's Hayden Birdsong tonight, and to me, I think this is a very massive start for Hayden Birdsong going into this series, right? Because the kid's been up and down as far as his last few starts are concerned. He hasn't really hit his stride as a starter this year for the Giants, other than like some good spots here and there. But if you look at where he's kind of grinded as far as a Giant is concerned, his start against the Athletics before the All-Star break, it was tough. The Giants had to skip his start against the Dodgers. They decided to do so they can throw out some of their aces. It backfires. So Birdsong hasn't started since that really interesting start against the A's back July 6th. So we are a ways away. Do you think the rust is going to hurt Hayden Birdsong? He had to be working on his fastball control. His fastball control was not there against the A's, and yet somehow he ended up getting the win. I remember I literally watched that game through and through. How important is it for Birdsong to find that fastball command, make sure things are going? I got to imagine this is going to be the key to this game tonight, is where Hayden Birdsong is going to be as far as his control and where he can kind of locate his pitches tonight.
Yeah, I think it's important for him to find himself, but I don't think it's it's not the end of the world if he doesn't. I think that there's still more baseball to play. Mm-hmm. He's got a chance to, look good tonight, and he should look good tonight. But if he doesn't, it won't be the end of the world.
What about you, Julia? Hayden Birdsong tonight. What is he the most important key for this Giants team tonight? Is to get off to just to give you five 2-runs, a hit, just give a solid quality start. Give you 6 because after coming off yesterday's game. You got to imagine Birdsong's got a big start here, especially with him getting a start skipped against the Dodgers. It's been a while, and I'm a little worried about the rust, but I hope he's coming back and he's worked on some things over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I feel like there's 2 ways it can go. It can be that he's rusty, or it can be that he's fired up and ready to be pitching again because they did skip him. And so, obviously, we're hoping that he is fired up and ready to play. I think the biggest thing is going to be run support, because the Giants had a lot of hits in Game 1 and Game 3 this past weekend.
Willie Adames, what up?
Yeah, they just didn't have the run support. They didn't score runs, didn't hit when they needed to. So I feel like that's going to be big to support Birdsong.
I think we're still looking at the Rafi Devers situation. We're still looking at Rafi Devers to make an impact. I do wonder if he's hurt, because they were saying he's still got some kind of groin thing that he was working through, and that's why he wasn't in the field. So I wonder if that's just been nagging, and it's going to be interesting to see if eventually we find.
I just want to say yesterday's game was horrible for that. The umpire was horrible.
Yeah,
there was some straight out strikes that I saw that you were like, how are you not calling this?
Yeah,
and that actually hurt Ray, who was throwing stuff out there that he was like, how am I not getting the strikes? And I think that bothered him.
Yeah,
and it just went downhill. He couldn't get back into it, and he couldn't strike him out.
It's tough to lose those 3 games, especially when it's Verlander, Webb, Ray. That's the rotation you throw out, and you can't get one against a top team in the American League. That's the discouraging thing about this weekend to me. This is why this is so important for these back end guys. This Birdsong group duo, they have to really step up in this one these next couple days to right the ship. It's 5 straight losses for the Giants, and they hope to bust that losing streak. All right, guys. That's it for our show. Appreciate it as always, and we'll be back tomorrow for another 45 minutes. So
great show.
Yeah,
great show.
Giants baseball coming up live from Atlanta. We'll be back tomorrow. at 3 p.m. for another edition of Behind the Bench. Until then, enjoy your time. Enjoy your Monday. Hope you're doing well. Good to be back. We'll have Behind the Bench tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Giants baseball next.
Sports fans, whether you're gearing up for your next adventure or simply searching for the perfect ride, Ed Dina's Auto Center has you